Hi, and welcome to Bitdragon Live. My name's Adam Russell. I'm your host. I want to share with you guys our thoughts in regards to the market for the 2018. I know a lot of people are putting out videos on ICOs, on coins, and we just want to give you guys from our perspective where we see the market going. After being involved for the last 3 years, we've noticed a lot of trends, and we've noticed a lot of things that have really been able to give you really good indicators of the future. You know, they say that the past is a good indicator of what the future is going to bring, and you're going to find almost every year right around January the market dips. It dips dramatically. 2015, 16, 17, it has dipped. We've also noticed there's a lot of solid ICOs that have really put solid teams, solid projects behind them, and a lot of these coins are starting to hit CoinMarketCap, but they haven't matured yet. You know, a lot of the coins from 2016 and 17 are starting to mature, and you see massive growth. You see anywhere from 10, 20, 30, 50, 100 times growth. But if a coin's been around for more than a year and it only has 2, 3, 4 times growth, you got to kind of wonder, you know, what's going on with the project? Are they fulfilling their promises on the roadmap? You know, are they actually following through with their initial ICO breakdown? You know, is it going up on the first and second page on CoinMarketCap? Another thing we've noticed is that probably one of the biggest things you're going to find this year is that the top 100 are going to be billion-dollar market cap or above. As of right now, I think the top 36 or 37 are $1 billion market cap and above. And just a year ago, you know, only a handful were at $1 billion. So we're going to see a multi-trillion-dollar market by the end of the year. There's thousands of new coins that are going to be rolled out from ICOs over this last year, but there's going to be a lot of standouts. There's going to be a lot of projects that I would say are more foundational. They're projects that are kind of like an iOS, if you will, for their particular industry. Like EOS is a great example. Think of EOS like Ethereum on steroids. The creator, Dan Landemir, he created a phenomenal platform. That platform obviously can handle faster transactions. You can use native coding versus Solidity, which is the Ethereum. It's kind of a barrier to entry for a lot of people. You'll also notice that he created the Steem platform, which has, you know, AudioTube and DTube and multiple and BitShares he created, which is a decentralized exchange. And he's just been out there as I would say a pioneer in the industry, right alongside of VidTalk. You know, they just did a recent Steem article, compared Cardano and Ethereum to EOS, and EOS is killing it. So I think EOS is a really solid bet, still undervalued for what it is. We bought in about $1.50, and of course, you know, do your own due diligence and you know, invest anything at your own risk. We're not asking you as a financial advisor to do any kind of investment. But when you do look at the market, you're going to see there's certain ones like Kyber. Kyber is a phenomenal decentralized app. We did a video on that. You can see it in the link below. But Kyber, I think, is going to have massive growth this year. Obviously, QuantStamp is on all the major publications. They were part of Y Combinator. Now, Y Combinator, if you look at a lot of the coins that came from Y Combinator, they're some of the brightest and most intelligent people that they bring together to invest in Y Combinator-based projects. You're going to find that a lot of the projects that I'm going to mention are really solid teams, solid roadmap, solid marketing plan, great branding. But at the end of the day, you got to make your own decision on, you know, what you believe in and stay with it. You know, guys, hodl gang, long term. You guys want to just hold on to whatever it is that you're getting. IOTA, phenomenal in the space of what it's doing. You know, there's a new one in that space called Internet Node Token, INT. It's really early in the game. Kind of like when Ant shares before it was Neo. Neo, another major player. It's already kind of taken a huge step forward, kind of like Dash and Ethereum did. And there's a handful of major players that are going to take the top 10, top 20 coins. And I think that you're going to be significant if you're in the top 20 by the end of the year. Obviously, Bitcoin is going to be a store of value. If they can pull off the Lightning Network, it'll be a good transfer of you know, a transactional coin. But at the moment, it's more of a store of value, kind of like an asset class. You know, you put in Bitcoin as the backup. It's also a pairing coin that's used for a lot of exchanges, but multiple exchanges like Binance, like Qcoin, like Robinhood, and a handful of other ones are starting to realize that pairing coins are important. So like BNB for Binance is an example. They're pairing with a lot of coins because they want to also get a piece of that market share. You're going to find there's a lot of projects that are strictly coin-based projects. Like B3 is completely a community-driven, multiple-year project that I think will have a lot of value. Why? Because the people that are building it are totally invested. There's like 30,000 people on their Discord. They're obviously continually going through their struggles, but they're growing. And you'll see they really have taken steps forward to try to fix the issues that they've had. And that shows a lot of growth. But there's a lot of coins out there that are way undervalued, like Substratum as an example, which is going to, net neutrality issues in the internet. They're going to solve that problem. You got the people who are going head to head with Coinbase, which used to be Bitcoins. Now you have Ethos. Ethos, another solid project. You look at Dash. Dash blew up from 2016 to 2017. The next forerunner is Pivx. I think Pivx is going to run like crazy this year. It was listed on some major exchanges, but more importantly, think of Pivx like Dash on steroids, right? So I believe in Pivx from day one. They have solid branding, great marketing, good team. I just think that's a coin that's going to absolutely run out of the box this year. I think there's a lot of people that will get behind Cardano, but I do know that from a development standpoint, they're early on in the development, but they have great intentions, and let's hope that they're able to follow through with a lot of the a very aggressive roadmap that they put in place. And when you look at the market in general, guys, it's a philosophy that it's a mindset, it's a philosophy, and a psychology. So what does it really mean? The market's going to go up and down. If you're a newbie, then just know it. It's going to drop. Even if it drops 50%, it's still not going anywhere. I look at it, I compare it to the Industrial Revolution, then there was the Computer Revolution, and now you're looking at the Blockchain Revolution. And it's an actually industry that's growing like crazy. I mean, if you think about where we were only just a couple years ago, and you had major the top like Litecoin, and you had Ethereum, and you had maybe Ripple, Dash was just coming up. Most people, and obviously Bitcoin being the grandfather, the granddaddy of them all, they didn't even know. They thought a lot of those other coins that are outside of that model were all scams. They're all pump and dumps. And you know what? A lot of them were. But it has gotten to the point where a lot of VC money, billions of dollars of money were really put in infrastructure underneath a lot of these projects. And they're changing multiple different industries right now. Look at Edgeless. Edgeless is changing the casino industry. Just as a perfect example. As a side note, you've got brand new ones that are changing the car industry, like Car Vertical, or you look at Bitcar, and some of these ICOs, they're really going to change the way that people look at their vehicles. And then we got medical change just came out. Obviously, that's a brand new ICO that's going to talk about changing the medical industry. You've got a lot of regulatory issues going on in regards to accredited investors, things like T0 that we mentioned by Overstock, that is going to be rolling out an accredited investor exchange. So that's going to also change the regulatory landscape, which we heard about at the BTC Miami 2018. And the other thing we found out is that during the course of the year, there's going to be a lot of major changes in the way that people look at coins. You're not going to just look at coin by the circulating supply. We used to think that if it had a really high circulating supply and a really low, say 0.0001 cent, oh my God, it's never going anywhere, it's going to take forever. But there's been a change in the way people think. People see a high supply, a low value coin has a huge growth because basically, coins like Ripple have broke the glass ceiling when it comes to a coin that's way under a penny that can go into the dollars. And so Tron is a great example. It's a solid project. It started out at way sub penny, and now it went up as high as I think at this point, at the time of this video, maybe 15 to 18 cents, and now it's back down to like 4 to 8 cents. But at the end of the day, the way that people think of coins based on circulating supply and the overall supply is not really as relevant as the project, as the news, and most importantly, the community. Guys, whenever you're going to look at an ICO, a coin, something you want to invest in, look at the community. Look who's behind the coin and why they're supporting that coin. So look at the Telegram, look at the Discord, look at the Medium, look at the whole overall interest on the internet. Look at YouTube. Look at how many people are doing YouTube videos. A lot of people don't realize, and we're going to do a whole nother video on market makers. We think YouTubers are actually the new market makers, but really what they're doing is they're bringing just awareness to coins that you may not have heard of. You may be hearing about ICOs and projects just because you saw it on YouTube. Don't make the decision based on investing because a YouTuber said it's great. Do know that they have sometimes done really good due diligence, like Crush Crypto does a phenomenal job. Michael Supo on the Superman channel, he does his crypto analysis on ICOs, which he does a great job. People that actually have a vested interest in showing real valid information. They're not just trying to pump and dump a coin. There's a lot of pump and dumps out there. We'll do another video in regards to pump and dumps. Pump and dumps were really a big thing years ago, and still to this day, people will still do pump and dumps. But the problem with that is that those coins will not last long term. They're like a bottle rocket. They'll shoot up and then you'll never see them again. They'll get down on third, fourth, fifth page on CoinMarketCap. And at that point, it's kind of like a graveyard. If you don't get in the first 1 or 2 pages within the first 3 to 6 months, chances are your coin's probably never going to go anywhere unless you have some really major news or you do something disruptive. And then that brings me to another point, which is disruptive. You want to have a technology in the coin that you're looking at that's something that's changing the way that people think about that industry. Like Spective VR is going to change the way that people understand. That's an ICO that was out. That's going to change the way people look at the VR and augmented reality and how you're able to access that on the blockchain. And there's lots of people that will gravitate towards different disruptive industries. So when you're changing an industry, is different than just changing one project. People have been trying for a long time on the cannabis space, trying to, what are we going to do? We're going to do Paragon, we do Potcoin, and everybody and their brother's trying to figure out a way to convert, their money that they're getting cash, which they don't know what to do with in the cannabis space, into something that's of value. And so they're trying to put it on the blockchain. They're trying to provide there's some kind of rewards, some type of way to track the strains. Now, I'm not a big one behind cannabis, but I know a lot of investors are. So just to give you an idea, the breadth of all the different industries that these are really starting to cover, it's getting to the point where people have not just invested in a coin, they've actually started to invest in an industry. And so you're going to start to see a lot of people that are in the entertainment space. There's the new, obviously, porn ICO under Vice, which is going to change. They're going to pay you for watching porn, as an example. You're going to see VIDEOCOIN. VIDEOCOIN done by Halsey Minor. I just did a video on that. VIDEOCOIN is going to change the way that people stream and access the space and storage for video. All these different types of industry changes, the way that people are looking at it, everything will be able to be put on the blockchain. You can't name an industry, whether it's waste management to shipping logistics to advertising, the internet, obviously decentralizing just about everything imaginable. And that leads me to the last point, which is decentralization. Although there has to be some kind of regulation, you got to keep people accountable for what they're doing. There's got to be some type of a decentralized model where people are not able to manipulate the results. And I think a great example of that is polls. The polls ICO and the polls coin. I think if we could implement something like that into the next election, in the elections around the world, I think we could literally change the way that the media controls a lot of what happens in regards to how we vote, in regards to changes of like here in Florida, the Chad, the way that they had paper ballots in some place in the country is ludicrous. The way that they're electronically manipulated. A vote should go on a blockchain. It should be there forever and available for anybody that they needed to verify that that vote actually was solidly put in for that particular candidate. So it's changing the political landscape. I mean, just goes on and on. There's also projects out there that are looking to change the way that people are unbanked. There's many people in the world that just are not able to get a bank account, but they could participate in commerce based on being able to access like a Humanique or Human IQ. They actually were able to create a project on the blockchain to try to help people with the unbanked 5 billion plus people that don't have a bank out there. And so they're trying to give them a way to access, either build projects or be able to participate in daily transactional commerce in their particular areas of the world. And, I would say that there's a lot of people that have a lot of credibility with major projects behind them, like Icon as an example. Icon ICX is a beast when it comes to what they're actually doing and transforming their industry. And all I can tell you is that, again, make sure you do your due diligence, look at a lot of these projects. But our predictions this year are basically that it's the year of ICOs, but be careful. There's going to be so many ICOs. I'll give you a hint though. One tip is that go to one of our other videos, talks about CoinMarketCap, and look at the recently added videos or recently added coins. You're going to see a lot of coins that just came off of ICO and that they're either on Ether Delta, We have another video on how to take advantage of buying things on Ether Delta, or they're just getting on exchanges and they're way under the radar, probably at a decent price. So it's a great time to pick some of those up at a steal before they get on some of the major exchanges. And a lot of them try to get on the major exchanges, but they can't. Why? Because there's so much competition. They either have to be voted on, some of them buy into these exchanges, but most of them, because of regulatory issues, can't necessarily get on some of these altcoin exchanges like Binance and Qcoin and Cryptopia, and of course Bittrex being the granddaddy of exchanges to get on. Very difficult to get on Bittrex. But that being said, you know, I hope this information was, you know, helpful for you if you're in your journey in regards to investing, whether you're looking into ICOs. Our channel, Bitdragon.live, is designed to give you guys some insight, you know, and I touch base on a lot of things today because it's our predictions. You know, we think this is truly going to change the landscape of the way that people look at the industry, blockchain, obviously decentralizing the world. I think that it's the most exciting time to be alive. There's never been a better investment opportunity than in the crypto space. So with that, guys, please share, you know, obviously make sure and comment, and not just, you know, random comment, just comment what your thoughts on everything we talked about today. We really love to hear your opinion. We're actively involved in providing your responses. We try to do it real time, and we want to be able to have a community that follows Bitdragon, because we're here as a resource to you to help you on your journey, and we're here with you along the way, investing a lot of the coins and a lot of the projects on bitback.io. You know, we felt the dip. We felt the dip. We went from over $600,000 on our portfolio in just a couple weeks down to $300,000. But we know it's going to be right back up to past $500,000, over $1 million. And it's exciting, man. It's exciting to be part of this and to have this time to go through this journey with you. So with that, guys, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. Take care, take charge, and we'll see you at the top.